showcased their class, after going 1-0 down and coming back 1-1 right at the dead thanks to Issa Diop, and even going on to win the on post-match penalties. Just, Hernandez, just walk me through the Morocco performance. That is one of the performances where you say, one for the history books. That is why we love the beautiful game. That is why we love the World Cup. So, in your own opinion, how good were Morocco yesterday night?
They did. Thank you for having me. I am proud. I think everyone else is, as much as Africa is concerned. The performance that Morocco put up was one for the books. And I think everyone can agree with me. Despite Netherlands changing their game style, that was not Morocco's problem. It is their coach's problem. And I think Morocco, withstanding whatever Netherlands were throwing at them, they actually kept the second half was all Morocco. So it's like Netherlands were playing for the penalty shootout, which is I think it's very awkward because if you look back at their history, they've been knocked out by penalty shootout so many times. I think this is the third time now. And I think I've just seen Ronald Koeman has stepped down. I think that was boiling up. That was boiling and it was going to happen. It was inevitable. But I think this is Morocco making a statement that 2022 was not a fluke and they actually belong in the big stage. Yeah.
Joseph, Joseph Kuria, coming into this game, Cody Gakpo unfortunately lost his unborn child. Quite an unfortunate tragedy, but some things are quite bigger than football. They say football is a beautiful game, but there's some things that are quite big. And yesterday, we saw Cody Gakpo score a very important goal, a goal of pure emotions. We saw the teammates celebrate with him. Just talk me through the emotion as a player, the maturity, the intelligence you have to have as a player to lose your child just a few days before and go on in the biggest world stage with millions watching across the world and still be able to produce such a performance and even score a goal. Just talk me through how much courage and heart that takes. We've seen Doku go. It's courage, maturity on the highest level. It's unfortunately that Netherlands lost that game. However, Morocco played their game as well. And I'm amazed that you mentioned Koeman. Koeman, after the second penalty, he knew he was losing.
The expression.
He knew
the
expression. You could see it on the face.
You could see it.
Exactly.
He was losing.
Maybe because of his experience,
Exactly.
Quite around.
Exactly. So it was about Netherlands to finish the game within 90 minutes. However, we have to give Morocco their due.
Exactly.
Because they've pushed. We saw Morocco is the first team to get to a semi-final, first African team to get to the semi-final. Last time we were talking, I think Morocco might get to the final. I'm not so sure. Gakpo, unfortunately, it's hard.
It's hard. If I may add to that, I think Ronald Koeman was asked during a press conference, can a team actually practice for penalties? And I think now I get his response. They said you cannot fully practice for penalties because
it's a game of luck.
It's a game of luck, and it all depends on the players and the mental state they're gonna be, where they're gonna play. Today they won both the tosses. They won who is gonna start where they're gonna play it.
Yep.
So, and then half of the players that took the penalties were off the bench. Fresh legs, you could have guessed they would have scored. So is it a case of Netherlands not having good penalty shootout since 2006 until now, or you just can't practice for penalty shootouts?
You can't practice for penalty shootouts. Look at Kai Havertz.
Exactly.
One of the best penalty takers.
Ice cold for the penalty spot.
Ice cold. Yeah. But
unfortunately,
yesterday, unfortunately,
Now,
So you can't practice.
just to speak about Netherlands for a bit, for the past World Cups in 2010, they got disqualified. They got knocked out in the final against Spain. They lost in the extra time thanks to an Andres Iniesta goal right at the dead in South Africa. In 2014, they had arguably one of the best squads on paper. They had Robin van Persie, they had Arjen Robben, they had Dali Blind, some of the best players, and still they went on to get eliminated in the quarterfinals by Argentina 4-2 on penalties. In 2018, they did not qualify for the tournament. In 2022, however, they were also eliminated once again in the quarterfinals by Argentina. So, Hernandez, when you look at Netherlands, is it a game of bad luck? Because on paper, they play a very beautiful game. And you look at the names there, you look at Memphis Depay, you look at Dumfries, you look at Virgil van Dijk, you look at all the players they have, Gravenberch. These are players who are known all over the world, players who play at the highest level. Now, when it comes to this big stage, and the world is watching and they play a beautiful game, however, they cannot score the goal and end up going for penalty shootouts. Do you think it comes down to luck, or is it just a question of the players not, having the confidence and the desire inside them to win the game?
When we were starting the show this week, I said Netherlands. One thing about Netherlands, sorry, they're gonna sell you hope.
Exactly.
And most of the time, it's usually impossible.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's that team that will come very close, yet so far. But I usually say luck is part of the game. If you do not have luck, I don't think you're going to go far. But they did everything right. But anyway, why would you switch a winning squad, the formation that they played? They went with the back five. Why would you do that? They have heaters on the bench. And they also brought some players I thought Ake would start that game.
I feel like,
Yeah, and Rangers would have come in the second half to give them something. They were completely dominated. So as much as we're saying they have big names on paper, we shouldn't take credit from Morocco because, this was their games and they threw it away.
But I feel from the tactical point of view, for Koeman, he tried to go with a back five, mainly because, for Morocco, they attack through the wing backs because Mazrui and Hakimi, they are flyers. They're gonna run down the line. So I do understand where Koeman is coming from, but can you really blame him? Because, defense wins you tournament. Everyone has a good attack. Brazil have a good attack. Spain have a good attack. But defense wins tournaments.
Mourinho said the worst mistake you'll ever make is adopting to your opponent's playing style. So they adopted to Morocco's, knowing Morocco play very high, yes? So that's why they went with the back five, and look where it got them.
But it almost worked, because if not inside Europe, right at the dead.
If you say almost, Netherlands.
The game is evolving.
Exactly.
Football is evolving. You have to decide your style of play. However, do not, like she's saying, never adapt to your opponent's play style. Because the moment you adapt to your opponent's play style, that is where you lose it.
So both of you are agreeing that Ronald Koeman should have gone all heads.
All heads.
Well, they were winning. Why aren't they winning?
You have to win.
But
round of 32, you have to
picture
win.
this, Picture this. He goes with an attacking squad, and then that gives spaces for Morocco, who are very fast players. Like
it's okay.
Saibari.
It would have
fine.
It would have been a high-scoring game, and maybe they would have won by one.
Okay.
Say 4-3, 3-2.
Look at the game of Bayern versus PSG.
Yeah.
The first leg, it was a high-scoring game. Attack them, push your opponent. The moment you adapt, like she's saying, you adapt to
this action, high-octane action, exactly.
Yeah, high-octane action.
And let the best team win.
Let the best team win. Let the best team win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, Hernandez, speaking of Morocco, we saw players like Saibari showcase their class. I'm looking at them on paper. You might underrate them. You might look at them and say, they're not the best team yet. But still, when you look at the players they have, the like of Unai, Saibari, these are players who are state-of-the-art, players who have played for the best team, not the top teams, but the best teams in Europe. So what did you make of the Morocco squad and the tactical formation ahead of the match?
Saibari is having quite the tournament and quite the time because he just signed for Bayern.
Exactly.
Yeah. And yesterday he played almost 3 different positions, but I think his best one was as a 10. The number 10 had like 3 players, but I think he's the one who executed it the best. If you look at the Moroccan squad, I talked about Bouadi before this game, and he actually came clutch. Another thing is the Moroccan substitutes. They really worked. The likes of Salah Eddin, he put in a shift because I think he almost took out 2 Dutch players within 2 minutes.
Exactly.
And that is exactly why he was put there. He's actually showcased he's a white African, yeah, very physical, and I liked they understood the assignment. So I am very pleased, and I think many of them are going to break the market. Here, we saw Unahi last World Cup, and now we have Bouadi, and I expect not less than 3 players. They're going to play in the big European leagues.
Joseph Saibari scored the opener against Haiti. In the second game, he scored the equalizer. And in that game against Scotland, he scored the winner. And then now he scores the most decisive penalty. And then we saw the warm embrace with his mother after the game. Just talk me through the rise of this player. You know, he's a player coming into the tournament. We're expecting him maybe to come off the bench because we're expecting the likes of, Rahimi to start maybe. But the coach has shown full confidence on Saibari. What do you think is going to become in the future? Is it going to be World Cup tax, or are we going to see him, shine at Bayern Munich?
I think this is a player who's performing in big stages, and I also think at Bayern he will perform. He's confident, definitely. Look at his style of play. Such a young player, his style of play, how he comes up on big stages.
Can also evolve in different positions.
Exactly. That is what gives confidence to coaches and everything. So right now, I think at Bayern, he will perform. Probably he will win a player of the tournament if Morocco gets to the finals.
But at Bayern, who is he going to play in place?
Okay, we'll discuss that much later. And so now let's focus on the World Cup. Right here I have.
I had to.
He might be a player of the tournament if Messi doesn't get to the finals.
That's a long shot.
A breakout player of the tournament. I feel like when we say he's going to be the player of the tournament,
exactly,
he's not there yet.
Exactly.
He is good, but we already have some big names there. Mbappe,
exactly.
Messi,
now,
maybe breakout.
Exactly. Now for me,
we're talking about
1 minute. I'm going to go back there.
We're talking about the names.
I'm going to go back there. I know you're wondering whose voice is that. Well, on set rather, we are joined by the one and only Sharon Malik, looking pretty as ever. This is why you look at her and you say, Mungu Fundi, how see you? Well, thank you for joining us, Sharon, very much. Before we go back to the Saibari conversation, we have Weekly for Gutu from Gikomba Market. He's saying Ivory Coast will win today. Remember, the question of the day is Ivory Coast take on Norway tonight. What is your prediction rather? Who will win, who will draw, or rather will it be an extra time game? Well, Sharon, now that you've joined us, you're speaking about Saibari. I quoted you saying you have players like Lionel Messi who have already showcased their class, but Saibari is trying to. So you're saying he cannot win player of the tournament. Just give me the context of that. Because if he goes to the final and Messi does not go to the final, or Vinicius or Mbappe, then he might be a contender. We can call him a contender. Don't you agree?
I do agree, but I do not think at the moment I will put him in the elite. Just not yet. Because when I'm looking at, the game we have tonight, we have Ivory Coast play Norway, right? We have Yan Diomande. He's also a breakout player.
Yeah.
But what has the output of Yan Diomande been? Because he's not putting in the goals, remember?
He's not putting in the goals. But when we also look at what he's doing,
the gameplay,
his work rate.
No. I'll have to disagree with you on that one. Simply because, let me take you back to 2018. The best player on that tournament, you can argue with anyone, was Eden Hazard. But who did the golden ball go to? It went to Luka Modric. But we do know Eden Hazard totally dominated goals, assists, and the game.
Even
he
the
made
Ballon d'Or.
France run for their money.
But
So-
how far did Croatia get?
no,
How far did
final.
Belgium
So,
get?
final.
The Croatia got to the final, but Belgium were that place. That is why I'm saying for Yan Diomande, actually, he might not even get nominated for any award because I do not see Ivory Coast going the whole way. Or do you disagree?
I do disagree because I am still for the opinion of breakout player. Breakout player. You guys are all about player of the season, quote unquote. That's still too far-fetched.
A player that is stepping up when it matters.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not putting him there.
I think I understand what she's saying. She's saying a player who has, come to the stage and made his name known. But also remember, this is also Lamine Yamal's first World Cup. So he can't be considered as a breakout player.
Haaland
Close
as
to
well.
Haaland.
No, he can't. For Lamine, I think he'll come under a young player of the tournament, like Mbappe,
Exactly.
during his time. Again, I believe what also gives them that is the clubs they are playing for. Okay?
Okay.
Before this World Cup, barely did we ever hear about Diomande.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm sorry, but I did.
Okay. I feel like football fans might have a different opinion for that.
Yeah.
But not many.
It will be like Ronaldo and Messi, because many people started knowing him when he was at Leipzig or even when he was rejected at Chelsea during the trials. But I understand where you're coming
Tell
from.
me, how many people watch Leipzig? You tell me.
Okay, here in Kenya,
How many people watch Leipzig?
many football fans.
All of us.
All of us. Actually. Even the people in studio are saying
I remember
yeah.
I projected him to win a young player of the tournament in Bundesliga, and he actually did.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Now let's go back to Morocco because she's wearing a Norway shirt.
Norway.
And now that Morocco have qualified, they take on Canada in the round of 16. Heading into this game, I feel like Morocco might look at it and say, this one, tunachinja uwa. Because yes, Canada have the home advantage, but I'm looking at them and I'm comparing them to Morocco. I'm thinking Morocco have the better side on paper.
Definitely.
So what do you guys think, of course, starting with you, Joseph?
On paper, Morocco wako sawa.
Exactly.
However,
Home supporters.
Canada wanacheza watu 12.
What do you mean?
It's different.
Yeah, what do you
Fans, they
Exactly.
have the home advantage.
And remember now they'll be at
And
home.
remember, they also want to play for Kone.
Exactly.
They also want to win for Kone.
Exactly.
So I'm thinking we might underrate Canada at this point. I remember the first time ilikuwa USA wako juu, then Mexico wako juu, USA, then Canada. However, Canada wanna to surprise.
Exactly.
So I think I tend to think Canada might. It's a team to surprise kwa hii.
And them being there already is already an achievement for them.
Yep.
And I think Morocco's worst idea is coming into this game thinking Canada do not belong there.
Exactly.
So they shouldn't underestimate Canada. Just like he has said, they're playing with a 12th man. And the teamwork that they played versus South Africa, I think if it remains the same, they're gonna have to bring problems to Morocco. Yeah.
My director in my ear is telling me to tell you the truth that Canada inapigwa in 90 minutes.
I was gonna tell you that, but still,
Look,
it's not a walk in the park.
Let me tell you, it's not a walk in the park.
Exactly.
Angalia World Cup. Jana Brazil kidogo hivi wasurprise na Japan. Kidogo tu.
Okay, now.
So it's not.
With all said and done,
Exactly.
Morocco are gonna beat Canada.
Okay, Sharon, of course, now tell me. Because I feel like you have the different opinions. Surprise me. Maybe you can tell me Canada will win.
No, I feel like they have grit. Grit in terms of they're very tenacious. They're going at the game till
But that comes with the home supporters.
Yes, but apart from the support, it also has to be something which is fostered within the team. All right. I do not think Morocco is going to go against Canada thinking Canada are not good.
Exactly.
I really do not think. So let's remove that idea from our heads that Morocco will go there thinking, Canada is easy. It's not an easy go. Because the fact that they have faced Netherlands and they're like, okay. So going against Canada will be tough. Definitely home advantage, like you mentioned, is big for Mexico, Canada, and USA. But still, again, when it comes to individual quality, I will say Morocco have it. Because I'm realizing the World Cup right now, cutthroat is, do you have individual qualities?
Because when it comes to coming to the knockout stages, it's all about the quality you have. Anyway, if we stay on Morocco, we can talk about Morocco probably forever. And remember, the question of the day asked you, Ivory Coast is locking arms with Norway tonight. Who do you think will win? You can share with us your prediction on the WhatsApp number, and also you can send us a short video, short audio, and also you can even call us live right here on studio. Now, up next, Joseph, yesterday